For my things I should have said video, I'm going to explain a time I witnessed social inequality in the workplace. One day, a few years ago, I went to visit my dad at his work. When I was in his office nearby, I could hear a conversation that I was not at all comfortable with, and I could tell my dad wasn't either. It was an interview going on for a new position, and the person who was hiring seemed a lot more interested in who he was hiring rather than their quality for the job. I noticed that it was a woman's voice and that she seemed very distressed and uncomfortable in this situation, as I would imagine, because it made both me and my dad uncomfortable as well. The guy who was interviewing her was coming off as very aggressive in a way that I feel would make anyone feel uncomfortable. He was coming off in almost a flirtatious way. And because this woman applying for the job had taken on both roles as a single beautiful woman and a woman applying for an intellectual job, there was a sense of role conflict between her and the interviewer. I certainly think that nowadays the normal stereotyping of women has shaped how women have been treated in the workforce. Because she was young and very beautiful, she could have not gotten a job for a simple act as in wearing a wedding ring or not looking a certain way. The norms for women in the workforce nowadays, I feel, have changed dramatically to the point where women used to work in the field and they would be like more gatherers. And now women are expected to dress more risky and not wear wedding or engagement rings at an interview just to obtain a job. But usually they're highly qualified for that job, and the material object should not be a reason to get the job or not. This portrays social inequality definitely because it is affecting the equal opportunity for women in the workforce. Mass media, I feel, has a very large role on women nowadays, and the way high authority, as in the situation in the job interviewer, view and treat women. They've been downgraded to more of a material object than someone who has self worth and qualifications for a job or for any like social situation, as in voting or having a voice even. As a woman in the workforce, I take this situation very seriously. I think too many women are being downgraded nowadays, and I think if I would have spoken to this woman after the interview, maybe she would have changed her mind and how she started to address certain situations in the workforce and ways that she put herself out there just to get a job. Not saying that she did dress more risky, but that if someone does tell her to do that, that should not be a reason to have a job or not. And if that's the reason people are only hiring her for, then maybe she should question the fact if that is a place that she wants to work or not. And I feel as if she would have known more of her self worth in the situation, that her true roles would not have conflicted, especially between her and the interviewee. He would have taken her as a more serious, qualified person, and that he would have known that she was there for business and she was there to get the job. And I also feel that if I would have said something to her and these two roles would not have merged together, then she would have been stronger in the interview and in more situations to come, and that she would be a role model to other people in the workplace, especially women who should know that they are not a material object and that they should be able to dress however they want, and if they're married, then who cares? And for this to even speak to the men out there or women in a case who hire people and expect them to look or dress a certain way and to not be married because that is something that satisfies them. And overall, I think that this social inequality of women has become a lot normal nowadays, and I believe that it should change, and I wish that if I would have said something, that there would have been something I could do about it. Thank you.